go
Oh,
live.
it's live. Welcome to On the Chain.
Psych.
Psych. Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip.
What's going on? I didn't type that right. People on the podcast listening are like, what's going on?
What's going on?
Hitting their device. What's going on? Something's wrong.
Man. So welcome. Guess what, Chip? Ripple, XRP going global.
I like it.
I love it. Going global. Flare igniting the DeFi space because we haven't heard enough from Flare. We need to hear more from Flare. We have to know what Flare is up to. And Trump, Chip, just doesn't stop winning. He's winning in China and he's winning over in Dubai. So a lot of stuff going on in the Middle East. Why? Because the Middle East is an economic mecca. So we just got to get a little bit of calm before the storm, or a storm before the calm, so to speak. And we're going to start seeing things happening, transpiring, whether it's Europe, US, Latin America, over in Asia, because China is going to come under and get regulated here and get in check. Everybody's getting in check. That's the whole thing. Why? Because we need trade. It needs to be beneficial. We need to benefit. They need to benefit. It can't be one-sided where they all benefit. So a lot of cool things going on. We're going to dig in. We're going to workshop it and see where, Chip, where crypto fits into this entire narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. Let's go.
That's what we're doing. Is up, Matt LaRoche.
Yes. Does my microphone sound okay? It's weird. I don't see the
microphone check.
Mic check.
It sounds pretty good to me.
It says it sounds crisp, but you never know.
Yeah, you sound crisp-ish.
It's weird. I don't see the little crisp, oh, there it is. It jumped up in a weird space. That's why, because I was like, I didn't see it.
It's hard to find. It disappears.
Got a little nervous. And
then every so often,
something was going on.
Did you know you can switch it to screen recorder? You can go to audio recorder, or you can just record the notes. I love Crisp. This isn't an ad, but I love Crisp for recording notes. It's the greatest thing ever. You have a conversation. That's why I'll do calls on my phone. And then after the fact, I'm like, that's great. I'm going to have the summary of the call. And then I think about it like, wait a minute, I'm on my phone. I have zero summary. But if you do a call with someone, you throw it into ChatGPT and like, please give me a summary, prepare a summary so I can send to so-and-so. And it breaks it down. So
I have a better prompt than that.
Oh man, it's so amazing.
I say categorize, analyze with bullet points. Who said what? If it's multiple people, I do multiple sales calls. So I have sometimes I'll have anywhere from 6 to 10 people on a Zoom call.
I love it.
Who said what? Give me the timestamps in case I need to review it, or just check ChatGPT's hallucinations. Sometimes it'll do weird shit. I'll be like, oh, that was never said.
It does say weird stuff.
I was on the call. I don't remember that being said. So it makes up stuff sometimes. Not as much on calls. It does it on other places. But then I'll go ahead and say, and then also give me the takeaways. Who's responsible for what? And then I copy and paste that into an email.
Yeah, I like the I always like the next steps part. Here's what we talked about. Here's a summary. What are the next steps? So far,
next steps and who's going to be responsible for what. I'll reach out tomorrow to see where progress, whatever the hell it is, But I've been writing some monster prompts, and that's been really great. I mean,
monster prompts.
Monster prompt. Prompting's everything with AI. If you don't know how to prompt, AI is not going to work for you. I like people that go like, I told it to do this and it didn't do it. I'm like, well, the old phrase we have in tech is garbage in, garbage out. There's no getting around it, man.
And then you have to remind it. Then you have to say, you need to help. You have to have it. You have to have it help you too. I am writing such and such. Here's the input that I need from you. And you kind of break it down. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And then sometimes you got to say, no, I need you to come back, bring it back, conversational tone. I don't need buzzword central.
Yeah, love it.
Cookies. That's the Cookie Monster is over. Is the Cookie Monster. It's his new name. He loves cookies.
The Cookie Monster. And by the way, the Panthers are up on the Toronto Maple Leafs 1-0 after the first period. We're going to wrap this up tonight right on time so I can go back and watch the third period. And we can watch the Panthers crush the Leafs. That's what we're going to see.
Leafs always
Thank you, Mark.
OTC London and leader of the Stormvargs back in the MF building after
Stormvargs.
vacation. Good to have you back. Hope you had a great holiday. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves. You guys did.
Adrian Stormvarg.
You're watching from Qatar. Beautiful. Where else is everybody watching it from? There it is right there. See, there's a Smithson update.
That's right.
Right there. Jeff's watching it in the background. So if you see him over there and just like floats off into space, you know why. Be watching the game.
So we started at my neighbor's house, got one monkey shoulder in, threw out some cheese and crackers and some monkey shoulder. So I said, look, I got to do a podcast, so I can only do one.
I was with my boy Nindy one time, and we were in Dublin, and we had this Airbnb. We were at this conference together, and we got monkey shoulder. I never had it before.
That's the best.
And we pretty much, I think we destroyed that bottle.
It's the greatest.
And my buddy Nindy's like, he goes, that first monkey says hello. The second monkey says, how you doing? That third monkey punches you right in the face. He goes, I feel like the third monkey right now. There's the three little monkeys on there?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I go, yeah, I'm feeling kind of like third monkey too. I think we went 3 monkeys in. I think we're done. We're monkeys 3.
Go to 2, 2.5. Once you get to 3, I think it's too many monkeys.
It was way too many monkeys. It's a cool little bottle though. And then they've got it you notice that some, like if you go to like what is it called? Wine.
Total Wine.
Total Wine has the big bottle.
Well, I got that in my my bar area.
And the
whatever
big
it's called.
Shoulder. I got like
shoulder.
You know what's really funny? I was looking through my whiskey collection. I was like, what I have left. I've got 3 because coming back and forth from Montreal. I have 3 Canadian whiskeys. One of them has maple syrup. Very soft. It's not too much, but it's really nice. It's a very
sweet.
Tastes great in an old fashioned. You put that in there and some ice and put a couple cherries in there. It's really nice.
All right. What are we covering tonight? We should go into.
We're gonna get there, man. We're gonna get there. Shock the monkey. That's right. The monkey got shot. It punished big time, dude. It delivers. Be careful with that monkey shoulder, dude. I don't know. After that episode, I don't think I would never befriend it again. Yetis. We got 6 entries so far without even saying a word. So this is kind of cool. The Dubai media office said Ahmed bin Saeed meets with the global finance industry leaders participating in the Dubai FinTech Summit 2025. The meeting explored opportunities for collaboration and expanding digital payment infrastructure, accelerating innovation across the financial ecosystem. If you look right there on the end, you can see Monica Long is there with some other notables. And I forgot about their local dress with these long. It looks hot, dude. But I guess if you're in there, it probably keeps the sun off you, and protected. And I wonder if it's like a kilt where you don't wear anything underneath it. So it just gives you a little bit more breathing room. You know what I mean?
I think you're supposed to wear something under it.
But I mean, I can see why though. Because if you got the beard, which a lot of these guys do, these guys rocking the stash over here. But if you got the beard and you got your head covered, everything else is covered. You don't really need sunscreen because you pretty much are wearing it.
Right.
I wonder why that's the traditional dress, because it seems to be, to go with the local hair. And then Monica's wearing I'm glad this dude got dressed up because these two didn't. I mean, I'm meeting with your, that's their, the equivalent of a suit. This dude's like, he's in a regular proper suit. And it was good to see Trump over there because, they're wearing the traditional Western suits and they have all their traditional gear on. It was just an interesting contrast,
That's very cool. Yep.
Now, when Trudeau went over there, I think he wore the traditional garb. I think he put it on because he loves to, that guy was a huge lover of cultural appropriation.
Oh yeah.
And now we have Mark Carney, who basically got his ass kicked by Trump. That was just, man, he went home. And I love that one headline though, Jeff. It was the best one ever. It was friends with no benefits. Carney, friends with no benefits in the U.S. That was funny as hell. So this was so then Ripple put this out saying, hey, our president Monica Long had the honor of meeting with His Highness Ahmed bin Saeed at the Dubai Fitness Summit. We continue to be impressed with the leadership demonstrated by Dubai.
Panthers 2-0. Look at that. Man.
All right. This is going in a good way.
Sorry.
And trusted by Dubai as it establishes itself as one of the world's leading hubs for digital assets. That's pretty cool. You're meeting the Royal Highness Ahmed bin Saeed, and you dress like this? Come on, this dude's wearing jeans, man. I mean, come on, man. Put on a... You know what makes that outfit look cool?
Going
You
to
just
a
you throw a jacket over it, dude, and you look like you
Right.
dressed up.
Exactly.
You know? You
Then
throw
you
a
look
jacket
cool.
over a t-shirt, it looks like, oh, look at your dress for the occasion. It's fantastic.
What's he wearing around his neck?
That's an ID card or something. I don't know what it is. It's probably the
Maybe else
conference
has one.
badge.
Maybe.
Well, they came from the this is at the conference, you know. So
Oh,
Dubai.
oh, that's why he's dressed that way.
Yeah, it's probably just the meeting room that they went into.
They're at the FinTech Summit. They're at a FinTech Summit. So
that's why they're
he's
not dressed up.
Yeah, that's why he's dressed that way.
But they had the chance to meet. And what's weird is they don't say who the other people were. Like, they don't say about who they were.
No, nowhere.
Oh, that makes sense. Look at that. Ripple means business.
Look at that.
Boom. Flywheel effect in motion. Uh-oh. We're going to get rugged. Its comments are great. I applaud Dubai. The U.S. continues to fall behind. We need to pass regulatory framework for stable coins, cryptocurrencies now, so other countries can follow suit. Feels like the U.S. government is purposely trying to fall behind. They're not. They're doing it on purpose. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. You know.
That's what it is.
But I wanted to pull up. This was later. I was planning on showing this later, but there's a reason. I think it's a good idea to show it now. And this is because, oh God, where is it? Why can't I find it? Man, oh man. Come on, I had it open. This is what drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I open up all this stuff at the beginning of the show and it's nowhere to be found. Okay. That is not it. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna pull it up in a second here. So let's see if I can. Man, you can't even do stuff fast here. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work,
No,
dude.
too slow. Too slow.
Too slow. Too slow. Way too slow. But let me look.
Why this countdown doesn't work properly.
So notification. Okay, I got it.
Refreshing the bloody screen.
It wasn't that long. Okay.
No.
Okay, here we go. So, all right. So you know Ryan Selkis, he's an absolute moronic douchebag. I'm being nice. I'm not gonna swear. This guy's the dopiest dude I've ever seen in my life. Okay, he's such a what's the word I'm looking for, Jeff? He's such a sensitive dude that a couple years ago he put out a post when it was Twitter and said, anybody that has XRP in their Twitter bio, I'm banning or I'm blocking. That's an emotional dude. You run what's the company he runs?
Who knows? What is it?
Somebody will probably know. Let me see. Let me do it.
Ryan Selkis.
Yeah, Ryan Selkis.
Internet personality.
No, he runs Masari. He runs Masari. They've hated quite a bit on XRP too.
Oh, that's right. Masari.
They put out these reports and stuff. Anyway, you know who he looks like?
To MIT.
Moby.
Look at that.
You know Moby, the
Oh yeah, good point.
He looks just like Moby. Look, that's Moby.
He's very similar.
Yeah, he's got that Moby look, right? Look at that.
Same glasses almost.
Yeah, he's got a younger. Yeah, so Moby's a little bit older.
Definitely confuse him for it. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like the musician Moby. And the weird thing is, I like Moby's music, especially the earlier stuff, especially the guitar stuff. Everyone knows him as like this, more of like a dance, type of dude. But he is like Moby. There it is.
Like Moby.
I didn't even see that. Was that after I said that?
It looks like a pretentious egg.
Oh, he's a pretentious egg. So is Moby. Moby's like a woke, a goner, man. And I like his music, especially the rock music. But he's here pontificating. First of all, I couldn't even get past the first minute. I was like, dude, I'm so bored right now. And I was like, how long is this thing? 20 minutes. I got time for 20 minutes. So Ryan Selkis says, if the Genius Act doesn't pass this week, all crypto legislation under Trump will be dead at arrival. Okay. No. That's why I referred to him as he's just an oversensitive dweeb. He blames Coinbase's lack of effort, claiming regulatory confusion helps them build their competitive moat. Dude, This is a guy that's supposed to be steeped in crypto. He does Masari, he puts all these reports out, and he's dumber than a rock, dude. I mean, does that even make sense? Coinbase, lack of effort here because regulatory confusion helps them build their competitive moat. What the F is he talking about?
What is it? Yeah, what is he even saying?
Nobody knows. Listen, Moby, nobody got time for that. But anyway, over here, now John Deaton also kind of like chimed in here. He said, I agree with 2-Bit Idiot. By the way, 2-Bit Idiot is his he's one of the few people that actually lives up to his moniker, his handle on X. He's known as 2-Bit Idiot. And you can just say, dude, he's a 2-Bit Idiot. And you'd be right, because that's his handle. When I agree with Moby when he says that if Congress doesn't get the Genius Act passed, we won't see a market structure bill, which means we won't see any long-lasting reform until 2029, depending on how the president election goes. Why, might you ask? Because the Genius Act is a no-brainer for any politician that can get behind it if they're willing to put America's interest ahead of politics. The stablecoin legislation isn't even really a crypto bill and should be called the dollar dominance bill, as pointed out by intangible coins. Holy cow. Holy tongue twister, Batman. We're in an era when other nations are attempting to de-dollarize the world. We must drive demand for UST and ensure the USD remains the world's reserve currency. If politicians can't get the Genius Act through, then there's little chance more complex, long-lasting legislation will pass. It's so damn frustrating to watch how we go from one extreme to the other. Every time we change president, we went from the government's shoe on the neck of the industry to a free-for-all with presidential meme coins and an administration that could be more crypto-friendly, but when all dust settles, we're still applying 1933 statutes and 1946 case law to modern-day tech like AI and crypto. Little sad crying face. Well, Jeff, I'm not one for wouldn't pass up on an opportunity to comment on this. And what I came in here is I said, I believe the Genius Act will ultimately pass, likely with a few key additions and revisions to strengthen the bill. Now, it was 48 to 49. You only need one more Republican vote to get to 49, and then you got J.D. Vance as the tiebreaker, right?
Yep.
I had to go look this up because I had to say, like, oh, geez, we were bipartisan just a week ago. Like, what happened? Well, what happened is a couple of Republican senators and a bunch of other senators and a bunch of Democrats, wanted to add some things to this act, right? And the bill fell short by just one vote. Senators Josh Hawley and Mark Warner opposed it, citing concerns that the legislative text wasn't complete. So with Josh Hawley, he voted against it because it was all about concerns the bills could potentially allow tech companies to issue stable coins, and he thought that would potentially harm competition and consumers. He argued for stronger prohibitions against big tech's involvement in the cryptocurrency sector, reflecting his broader skepticism of large tech firms' influence. There's also concerns about the bill's provisions regarding foreign stablecoin issuers and anti-money laundering measures. Some senators expressed unease over the potential national security risks associated with foreign entities issuing stablecoins without stringent oversight. Now, I gotta get on board with this. You don't want to have a foreign issuer back to USD with no oversight. All right. And there's there could be some long-lasting security risks, right? And regulations. So I think that's a good one. And when he's talking about stable coins, is he doesn't want companies like maybe Coinbase, and I'm not picking on them, just the one that comes to mind, or Gemini, or he doesn't want the market flooded with stable coins, right? So that's something they wanted to sort of button up. So I'm like, these hurdles are minor. They're easily addressed. The Genius Act will get passed. And the cool thing was John Deaton did like that. Let me see what happened here.
Right. Selkis.
He's not even, dude, do you even pay attention? And then this guy, JS Architect, said, I thought the Republicans had a majority. I agree, they do have the majority, though there's a few, including 2 GOP senators I mentioned above, broke ranks and voted against it. And this guy said, Interhomes, Josh is in now.
There you go.
And I said, okay, but cool. I haven't been able to find any confirmation of his position change. Do you happen to have a source link? No.
No, it's not going to happen. They needed to have 60 votes of yes.
No, they only need the majority. They don't need 60. But look it up, Jeff. Maybe I'm wrong.
The Genius Act. How many?
I thought you don't need a majority to pass anything. I thought if you needed, if it required, I don't know that it requires 60. Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know, Joe?
60 votes.
All right, it does need 60 votes. Okay, well, there's still a bunch of Republicans that voted against it.
But how many Democrats voted against it? Oh, yeah. All of them.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Even
But then it goes back. He'll come back again. They'll clean it up.
Yeah.
Whatever some of the concerns are, they'll bring it in.
Democrats wanted to make some changes too. It wasn't just the Republicans. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there was other things going on there. Ripple also posted this. Uses collateral integrated in global payments trusted by institutions. RLUSD, Ripple USD is a bridge between traditional finance and crypto. Learn how stablecoins have become an essential financial infrastructure and explore the use cases.
Is it, man? You know, I get the intrigue with the stablecoin. I think the stablecoin is really critical on the global stage, you know, for enterprise, financial inclusion, and speed of financial transaction. You know, and then I start looking at crypto and you start wondering, do they really need the cryptocurrency component for the movement of money? Do they really need it at this point? You know, oh, look at that. 3-0. Man, the Panthers are crushing it.
Dude.
Man.
This is a good night.
This is so important because this is the 5th game. Going in 3-0 in the second period. Man, that is absolutely.
Which means they need 4 goals to win at this point. So it's going to be, I think they maybe try to put one more goal in and play defense the entire third.
Man, yeah, you go into 4-0. And what do we have left? Still got 9 minutes though left in the second. I worry about so there's a lot left here.
Yeah, Rand Paul's an odd duck. He really is. He's really awkward on a lot of issues. Has Circle acquisition gone radio silent?
I think Circle said no, right? They didn't acknowledge it. They don't want to be bought out.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't think they're going to get what they're looking for on that IPO. They're going to raise $4 or $5 billion. The problem is they don't make any money, and it doesn't make like long term. First of all, if the rates start coming down, which they're going to come down, and interest rates come down, they make the difference on the interest. So they made 1.3, what was it, million? Something, I don't remember. I know the number was they pay almost 85% to Coinbase. Okay, so they make a very small spread on that. Now Coinbase doesn't want to lose that, but you know, I mean, you can look it up, Jeff, what the spread is, what was offered, and who knows that the numbers are right. I know that the earnings potential is that 80 to 85% is paid to Coinbase, and it's all the only money they make is on interest. So when interest changes, that's going down even further. That's why it makes a lot more sense for a company like Ripple to acquire Circle. But you know that guy Jeremy, what's his name, the CEO over there, he's like I think he's too in love with Circle. I'd be in love with the payday is what I'd be in love with. So they'd give him the $4 billion, which is great because that's what IPOs are for raising money. And the Ripple doesn't need an IPO. They don't need to raise money. I mean, most of the time it's for raising money, but the regulatory stuff is insane. It's such a hassle to do the right. You know, I work public companies, and I go through the earnings calls and the quarterly calls, the employee calls, and this and that, and I mean, how they have to report it. Then they got to get on the phone with investors, and they have to do the investor call and do the report to the reporters. Dude, I don't know that anybody wants that extra hurdle. Just get regulatory stuff. But for us, yeah, you know, the whole idea of the USD and being the reserve currency is great on a global stage. Sure. But do we care about it as investors? I don't give a shit about it. I don't care one bit. I care this much. But if they can't get this over the front line, then they're going to have a bigger problem. But where I disagree with John Deaton is he says we'd have to wait till 2029. No, we just have to wait till 2026. That's it. Because this is another year where I feel like there's going to be a big pickup. Don't you remember in the first term, the midterms, Trump had pickups. There was no downside to it. There's going to be a ton of pickups. There's people that are retiring. The Democrat Party has gone so far off you know, I don't even know. They're like in another planet right now. They just want to say no to everything for whatever reason. So and they seem to be doubling down on stupid almost everywhere you look. And I say, great, never interrupt your enemy when they're in the process of destroying themselves, and they are doing a great job. And during the campaign, I said the same thing: let them go, let them go. Don't try to rebut it, brother. Don't try to come in. People can analyze it and see it for themselves. That's how it works. Crypto G says, you're exactly right. I've heard Circle still entertaining Ripple behind closed doors. That's the rumor, Crypto G, but nobody knows for sure.
No.
Hope for your pet yet for my Yeti. Well, that's good. Where? Let us know. Like, please. That's a good one, Arlen. Yeah, please like. Go ahead. It does help us out, guys. Even though we're massively shadow banned and we lose subscribers every day. So please do something.
Oh, we haven't for a while. We're static.
Okay, well, that's good. There we go. I got to update it. It says 20K. I did that a long time ago. Yeah.
But it's 20,000 XRP.
There it is right there. This is absolutely right. Zed is right. Brad Garlinghouse said it numerous times they're not doing an IPO. Why should they?
They don't need it. Yeah, they don't need it.
They don't need the regulatory. They spent $200 million in themselves. They don't want to be involved with the SEC. Plus, you're in bed with the SEC and they're breathing up your ass all the time. No, they.
Holy shit! Like, let's not do that. That's a bad idea.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
See that? Even he said it.
Bad idea. It's a horrible idea.
Risky.
Is it risky? The problem with the rhinos dragging their feet is to wait Trump out. They're willing to lose so they don't have to lead. Yeah, a little bit of that. But you know what? The funny thing is they like to show who they are. They're going to get primary. They're given warning. They will be primary. They'll be tossed out. There's going to be such an exciting midterm coming up because they've also locked down all the ways to possibly cheat. That's the other fun thing about it. So and there's something called USAID, and they cut the funding, so all the funding into campaigns is going to be down. No, they're not going to be able to raise money. Some of the big, like that one woman, Lindy, she left the party. She was a big fundraiser for them. A lot of people are moving, and look, they're going to be dead on arrival. And when USAID, when they come out and say, I've said this before, when Trump comes out and says, geez, I wonder who's getting kickbacks. And Elon Musk said, yeah, there's 3 senators that amassed $20 million. They can't account for it. I wonder what happened. If they're asking the question, they already know the answer. Expect the drip campaign to happen around October to December, going into the next year of 26, because the election is in October of 26. You can expect that there's going to be a little bit of a drip campaign, and someone's in hot water, and oops, geez. What happens is they don't funnel it to themselves. Some of it gets funneled to them. Some of it they do deals, and then it ends up in their account. But it's always this chain that happens along the way. Not a blockchain, but a dirty chain. And the dirty chain ends up in family members' accounts, and it ends up over here in family businesses.
Book deals, speaking engagements, all sorts of cool things. It's so classic. Art deals. You can make your own art.
Yeah, well, that's why Hunter Biden was selling $500,000 paintings until he wasn't. Until he all of a sudden he noticed he's not an artist anymore, and he noticed he doesn't paint anymore. Huh?
There you go. Vance Trump 2028. Could you imagine? Imagine the world would melt down.
That would be absolutely awesome, man. Wouldn't that be something? Say he couldn't be VP. He'd be the most influential.
I'm just taking a step back for the next 4 because he said he'd be there for the next 4. Yeah. Man, hey, we're at the bottom of the hour here. Hey, let me play this quick commercial before we get into Flare and some other cool 4-0. Bam! Look at that. Holy cow. Panthers 4-0 going into the bottom here.
Dude, they're putting on a clinic, dude. You're gonna have to watch.
Oh man, I'm missing all this good stuff. Like I saw the first, man, but at least coming over here when it was 1-0, 4-0. My neighbor's probably going crazy right now.
The game's over. They got to score 5 goals to win the game.
Game is over.
They got to score 4 to tie it.
Yep. Going into
usually
the third,
that
yeah.
must be just playing for blood because when you get 3 goals ahead, you kind of lay back a little more, play heavy on D, shoot the puck down, do some, icing, whatever. But no, man, they're going for blood. It's great to see it because
They're
I was
on, and they're coming back here Friday. It's gonna
I
be
was like, how are
great.
the Stanley Cup champs down 2-0? And I go, Toronto, dude. If you don't know anything about hockey and you know something about the NFL, I'll tell you, I'll tell you who Toronto Maple Leafs are. They're the Cleveland Browns. They're eternal losers.
Mm.
Some might say the Buffalo Bills also eternal losers, although they have winning seasons. But and if you saw the Browns, if you saw their draft, you'd know a lot about why they continue to not do well year after year. And if you know who their quarterback was that they paid a ton of money to, you'd understand why they're not the smartest people, sharpest tools in the shed. That's for sure.
That's right.
Now, this is
Right.
interesting here. The fact
Boston,
that
70, Knicks 67.
Tatum is not even Tatum's sidelined and they're up.
Mm.
What time? What period is it, Jeff? Where are we? Because I'm seeing because the next one the other night,
Rome.
when, Tatum went down. Boy, that Achilles thing, that's tough to come back from, or if ever, it's going to take a year of rehab. So he might be out the first half of the season. Jeez,
Yeah.
no one likes to see that. That's horrific.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, this Canadian team to win the cup was Montreal.
93. Look at that.
Oh God, it's their game, and we win every year.
Everyone.
Isn't that fantastic?
They're not winning this time either.
Oh
All right.
wow, it's rolling the third. Okay, we're good.
Well,
Plenty of-
all right. Here we go. Bottom of the hour. So let me play this.
Win the Badass Yeti from the Blue Tribe.
Word of the day.
Yeti.
Hey, you got your Zama wallet ready.
Why?
Cause this is gonna be epic.
It's time.
Time to claim your legendary
Blue Tribe. Yeti.
of the clan.
Titan. His name, Rissy. Let's go. On the chain, badass yetis, born for battle, made for legend. Claim yours or be forgotten. Badass yetis on the chain.
That looks sweet, says Matt. That's great. Hey,
awesome.
hey, Riz. By the way, Jeff,
Rizzy.
out of all of the Yetis, this one might hold the record. I don't know. I've seen one with 4 letters.
No,
They're
Rizzy.
usually and it actually has a vowel. Some of them don't even are missing a lot of vowels because they're based on Norwegian and Viking names.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, wait a minute. Why
Rizzy.
don't you just name him Paul?
Paul.
This is Yeti Paul right here. Hey, look, it's Mike. Mike
We
the
should have
Yeti.
thrown in a Paul. That would have been pretty funny.
Paul, George,
Paul,
John,
George, Mike.
Paul, Ringo. threw that in just for fun. Oh no, that ain't coming. The stripper pole. Oh, that ain't happening, dude. Well, everyone says like the other 4-letter word. Yeah, that's true. But everyone's saying, "Hey, there's no women Yetis." There. If you look at the white tribe, you might find a couple. There's a couple.
Rizzy rug pull. It's already
He's
started.
starting already. He's starting already on the rug pull, man. Yo, wow. That was something else, man. That song was fire, says Crypto G. Come here. That's the other thing. I mean, who else? A, who gives away an NFT every time they broadcast? And B, how about an original song every single time? Yeah, the graphics are similar.
time.
The song is different, dude. And the graphics change up too. Did you guys notice the graphics changed up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't go too
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
with the graphics.
How about
But now I
Simon the
realize
Yeti?
the correction areas.
Kef is a good Yeti name, though, too. Simon. We should have put a Simon and Kef. Well, we got
Simon
the
and
badass
Kef would be
chimps.
funny.
Badass
Yes.
chimps are coming up, and that'll be the other. That'll be
Badass
giveaways.
chimps.
So the chimps are coming up, and they are. They're not going to be named. There's too many of them to name them. It's a hard thing to do. Rizzy's like
Yeah.
Jeff, 4-letter kings. Oh, look at that.
Look at
Jeff the
that.
Maestro with the music. Yeah, definitely. That Yeti has Brittany Griner's voice. Oh my God. Everyone's so shocked. Like, I saw that making the rounds again today. They're like, this is Brittany Griner. So I'm like, dude, how did not anybody know? Oh, you didn't see the backyard video when he's out there shooting I'm sorry, she's shooting baskets. He has the shirt off and he's out there shooting Nerf baskets in the pool. Nobody saw that video. And then I don't know. Why are we pretending? I don't know. Jeff, please play that song again.
I want to play it again.
Play it
All right,
again. Well,
hang on.
let's wait let's do a couple more stories and we'll play it. So we'll do a couple more.
Just
So
trying to
let's-
correct one little thing that
You heard something there? All right. So no more waiting. We're on. This is Flare. This is how XRP enters DeFi. Securely, scalably, and with full custody retained. From here, it only scales. John Deaton, he posted this. This is cool because way back in June of 2021, he said, am I wrong believing that Flare may turn out to be one of the biggest winners in the digital asset space? Then Deaton came in here and he said, maybe I wasn't wrong. And then Flare said, 170 million liquidity proves you're nailing it, John. 170 million in liquidity. Interesting. I don't know if we'll have time to go through this whole thing, Jeff. There's a lot to unpack here. Let's see. There's a lot to unpack here. Look at all this. That's a lot of stuff. Basically, look at this. We're not going through all this. Just know that it's XRP's entered the DeFi space. I will tell you what I'll do is I'll put this on here. XRP's on Songbird. We are going to throw this in the chat. You guys can go click on there, go through and read it because we're not going to get to it all. But one of my favorites, all-time favorites on X is John Ocasio-Rodham Nolte. I love that he does that. And he had this. He penned this article that the regime was forced to admit that tariffs have little impact on prices. How about that? The anti-science freakout predicting Trump's tariffs would explode consumer prices has now been debunked as yet another media legacy hoax. The far-left Politico begrudgingly admits Trump's tariffs have little impact on prices so far, defying grim forecasts. Read the headline. Inflation climbed at a slowest pace since early 21 in April, surprising economists who were anticipating tariff-related increase, reads the subheadline. Notice how the propagandists at Politico lay blame on the economists for getting this wrong, but then when the media cherry picks the economists and the experts to quote, the media are equally as guilty. We all know how the game's played. Here's some previous Politico headlines. Consumer expectations cratered to 3-decade low amid Trump tariff chaos. Yelling on Trump tariffs, taxes idea. I think it would make life unaffordable. The economic paradox took down 3 presidents. Is Donald Trump next? How ugly it going to be? We haven't seen anything like this. Farmers brace for a Trump war, and on and on and on and on. So going through page after freaking page of ever-loving Politico predicting tariff Mageddon, I found only one tiny story pushing back, a squeak of a story headlined, Howard Lutnick rejects concerns about price increases. Lutnick is Trump's current Secretary of Commerce, so Politico's tariff Mageddon approach got it 100% wrong, while they lowly squeak got it 100% right. And that's what we hear. They're being proven wrong all the time. The other great thing that Trump did was he took down all the security clearances of all of the Democrat connected law firms and all the Democrats. So now they're just making shit up out of thin air because they don't even have the intelligence to kind of craft a fake story around that sounds somewhat real. They're just shots in the dark, almost everything they do, Jeff. It's an insane place to be, isn't it?
crazy.
Insane.
Freaking crazy.
You remember Newsom? Said that he was Governor Newsom, new scam out of California. So California ghosted its healthcare promise. Remember, he said all illegals are all getting healthcare. Well, he said even undocumented interest would get free healthcare. Fast forward to 2025, and he's hitting the pause button. Starting in 26, no new signups for Medi-Cal if you don't have legal status. In 2027, those already in got to cough up $100 a month. Why this sudden flip? The program cost $2.7 billion more than expected. That's over what they thought it would cost. So California's broke, and the Trump tariff drama nuked $16 billion in tax money. Turns out universal health care is easy to promise until the bill shows up. Now Gavin's
They
trying
have to do something.
5.4 billion before the budget eats him alive. He went begging for money, and Trump told him, "Go pound sand, dude. You slick Ted car dealership guy. Hey, you want to buy a car?" And the guy's great because if you put him on a lie detector test, he wouldn't even flinch, Jeff. There'd be zero flinching going on. He would be basically passing it all, because I think he lies so much he doesn't even know what's real and what's not real anymore. Now, do you know who Dingle is? What is she, the House representative? Remember her husband passed away, Dingle from Detroit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember Dingle.
Well, then he
Then
died.
she tried to take over.
She took over for him. He was in there for 100 years, and now she's trying to
Mhm.
do the same. But anyway, today she fell asleep, and the cameras captured it. She was in a hearing. So I thought this was a funny meme where Trump writes up MAG on her face. So yeah, there you go. She fell. Actually, two Democrats fell asleep today.
Oh yeah. What
I
do we
guess
get?
Trump's keeping them up all hours of the night, Jeff.
They have no idea what they're in for. It's amazing. Trump is just way too active. He does way too many things. They have no idea, how to keep up with it. That's the best part about all of it, is that they're totally, he's moving so fast and just throwing so much out there. It's just super, super impressive.
And this I thought was pretty interesting. This was from the podcast at Ellie Terry.
Closed door meetings with Gary. Did he come across, or was he as anti-crypto in private as he did in public?
No.
No?
Nope.
Wow.
No, I mean, look, Ginzer had this.
By the way, it's Patrick McHenry. He's since left Congress, and I think he's in the private sector, probably working at a crypto firm. Who knows?
Ginzer had this complicated history where he saw the value of digital assets and he was in the seat to do something about it, and he was trying to kill it.
Well,
it's just really complicated.
He invented the airdrop, right? I mean, people forget that at MIT,
Yes.
the best way to build liquidity. Yeah, it's a forgotten chapter in his story. Yeah,
Completely forgotten. And I had this weird, mistaken, stupid now belief that he wouldn't be that bad as SEC chair. And I mean, the level of disappointment. You can have a conversation with him about the content structures, the legal piece of this stuff, and it's a very reasonable thing. And then you start asking him questions and about what he would do about it, and you're like, wait a second, but that's kind of disagreeing with all your facts you've just given me. You've agreed are real. I cannot understand.
Why do you think that is? Yeah.
Ideology, progressive ideology, and Elizabeth Warren is justifying her view and contorting herself into this really anti-crypto view. Yet it's clear she doesn't understand the technology. Genzer understands the technology, and yet he's in the same space. Like he comes to the same conclusion. I think it had to do more with Senate politics and confirmation politics than anything else.
Right, now he's back at MIT teaching fintech and AI.
He'll come up with the next airdrop.
Yeah, you never know. So maybe keep him out. Maybe out of government. Not as bad as in government, but that's probably generally the case.
I would rather read his research papers and see him on CNBC announcing enforcement actions. Personally, I think that's a much better role for him.
What I've noticed about Patrick McHenry is I think he's gotten bigger, goofier glasses. Now, the one thing you want to date yourself with a haircut like that, if you look back in 5 years, you'd be like, what was up with the big, goofy glasses? These big, goofy glasses are crushing. Like, I even see kids wearing big, goofy glasses. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, they're not even sensible anymore. Like, sometimes they're like bigger than their face, or like these giant, and I guess it's a statement of some kind, but I don't know, man. And like, you look back and it's like the trendy thing. Those trendy things make you look I mean, you look back into like, the 50s and 60s, the way you can pick out glasses, but these big goofy glasses, my God, Jeff, it's just too much.
It's too much. Trying to think who else wears funny glasses like that.
They all do, but this one was fantastic. Our favorite senator has a couple great sound bites in this, Jeff. This is our favorite Senator Kennedy. Here he is.
Make of that deal, and what message do you think it sends to the rest of the world? And
he's talking about the tariff.
And Scott Besson said 130 countries.
The trade deal with China is what he's talking about here.
Countries are lined up.
Well, I think it's obvious. Unless you're the reason that your parents drank, you see that it was a big victory, not just for President Trump, but for America. Before the president did what he did, China's tariffs on the United States were a little over 20% on average. Now they're 10. Our tariffs on China were a little over 20. Now they're 30. That's a 20-point swing. Now, I've listened all day to some of my Democratic colleagues say that, well, we didn't get anything for it. If you believe that, I'm not saying you're the dumbest person in the world, but you better hope the dumbest person in the world doesn't die. It was a clear victory. The other point I would make, I think Trump understands how to deal with China. Look, the Chinese, not the people of China, I'm speaking about the Chinese Communist Party. They're thieves. They steal with both hands. They will steal your socks without taking off your shoes. That's how they've gotten rich. We let them into the World Trade Organization on December 11th of 2001. They started cheating December 12th. And Trump was the first president, he did this in the first term, to ever stand up to China and say, stop the stealing. And now he's doubled down, and it's working. We still got a long way to go. China cheats in other ways besides tariffs, with quotas and subsidies and stealing intellectual property. But this is a hell of a good start.
Jeff, that might be the best put down ever. I think I'm going to start using that. Look, you might not be the dumbest person in the world. You better hope the dumbest person doesn't die tomorrow.
I love it. I don't know where he comes up with this stuff, but he's nonstop funny. It's always funny.
Who is that? Dennis Miller had those weird Dennis Miller quips, but Senator Kennedy has like these strange, the way he might not be the dumbest person in the world, but you better hope the dumbest person doesn't die. Come on, everyone's going to use that at some point. It's just fantastic.
Oh my God, it's the best, by far the best.
God, is that just fire?
You gotta love his stuff.
That's just fat. Pocahontas is a Soros puppet. They all are. They're all absolutely just pathetic. Jeff likes that. Jeff,
we're all useless.
Stealing IP, absolutely greatest of all time. He's fantastic. Reincarnation of Will Rogers. Yeah, Will Rogers. I could see a little bit of that in there too. Yeah, for sure. Geez, Chad, you must be old to know who Will Rogers is. Nobody knows who Will Rogers is. Jeff might not even know. I know. Do you know, Jeff?
I know Will Rogers.
See, you're too old too. I was trying to give you a lifeline. Be like, I don't know who he is. I don't know anything about him.
Who's Will Rogers?
Yeah, see there. That's the way to do it. See,
but I was thinking westerns. Seeing westerns.
Yeah.
Is he? He was an actor.
He was an actor. Well, he was an actor. He was also a philanthropist. He was an all around dude. He was a dude.
He was in country. He was in westerns.
Western. He did a lot of
western,
shit, dude.
Old western flicks.
Hell of a celebrity. He was good natured too. He was a funny dude. Mr. Rogers. There we go. I'm gonna try. I was gonna say Mark Twain. There you go. Well, Mark Twain, but Will Rogers was a campy dude too. Mark Twain. Yeah, now you're really going back, Chad.
Mark Twain.
Jeez, Mark Twain. Jeez, holy cow.
Everybody knows Mark Twain, but I don't think we lived in his era.
I don't know. The younger people know. I don't think they had to read Mark Twain. Like, it wasn't like required reading.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, dude. There's a lot of weird shit that's been going on. You should know, raising Aaron. I mean,
so my son they just recently read The Lord of the Flies, which was a kick-ass book.
Great book,
and then they moved on to Macbeth.
Oh wow! But see, he goes to a good private school, so that's why they're teaching him like actually actual stuff. I thought this was great. This was a Trump video.
Believe
here.
in peace through strength. Yeah.
I forgot to tell you, they did their engineering VC presentation yesterday.
Oh, how'd that go?
He made it to the second round. So there were 40 groups. They made it, into round number 2. The freshmen of one in their group that they were competing against. So it wasn't their group, but one of the groups they competed against ended up winning the second round. So it was the freshmen and 2 other team members. So, their presentation, he said they did pretty good, but that freshman's group, they made it to the third round from their school. So they moved on, and they had invented something, a device you could wear on the jawline that acoustically resonates sound through the jawbone, so you can hear it, regardless. So there's obviously things out there already that resonate off the bone, so you can hear.
Yeah, I was like,
But
that's not.
They had some, so I don't know
Nobody wants
exactly
to
what
wear
they did.
Nobody's
Right.
wearing something here, okay?
Right. So they made
Is
it
it
to
a
the third,
fake?
but
Is
the
that what-
winner, get this, the winner of all of it, the number one was, and so what he had said is the reason why these guys won is because they had a functional prototype, whereas theirs, was all AI software, cameras, tracking eye movement, body movement, and heart rate monitors to determine whether or not, you're falling
What was
asleep
the prototype,
while
though?
you're driving. So, well, Aaron's prototype wasn't
I know.
functional,
No, I
but
know,
their
but what was-
prototype, but it was a functional prototype. So whatever they built actually worked. But the guys
Yeah,
who
but
took
is it a good
first
idea,
place,
though? Is it a good
no,
idea, though?
well,
I
they
mean,
made it to round 3, but it was because they had a workable prototype, and that's what he thinks.
I need to know what the
That's-
workable prototype was. 'Cause I
Right.
don't
No, I know exactly. So
Like,
the
what was
number
good?
1 group, they invented an alert system that if your baby's car seat comes unbuckled, that it would alert you. And they're the ones who won, like, in the whole event. And I'm like, come on, that's what that was
I'm sorry,
the
that's
winner. I said,
lame, dude.
and they did the whole thing over at the Motorola compound. So Monday they had to leave in suits. So you have all these, college kids, sophomores, freshmen, up through senior level. They're all dressed up to the nines in suits and stuff, and they competed against schools throughout the area. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome, dude. Well, I knew he was going to go far. I was really impressed with the whole presentation, especially his presentation did a great thing. As they say, as to use an apple analogy, they say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So he's got your, guiding leadership. Must be all this podcast shit you do, Jeff.
Right.
His presentation on camera was so slick. I was impressed, dude. It's better than people in their 20s and the kids in high school.
He did really good. Oh, his presentation was solid. I
Freaking
set him
amazing.
up. I said it's going to look pro because we got the
You should
pro
get
gear,
permission from him to
but
show
he
it here.
did
We
good.
should show a clip from it because I was really impressed with how good
That
it
would
was.
be really cool. I should
We
ask him if we can do it. Yeah,
We'll see if he's cool with that.
that'd
If
be
he's
pretty
cool and
cool.
going out to all 27 of our viewers.
So I had him. So the last time I brought him to our political meeting, I had him checking people in, and I had him observe because he can get internship hours. So I'm setting him up in a medical
cool, Jeff.
practice, hopefully, so he can get internship hours there. I'm setting him up in a medical company, so he's going to get all sorts of like business and medical experience. But I brought him into the political meeting, and he checked people in, made sure everyone was seated comfortably, made sure they got water, like did this whole thing with like 40 people there, or maybe it was like 30, maybe 35. Had everything. And then I saw him throughout the meeting. He was over there on his phone. I'm like, oh, maybe he lost patience with the whole event. And then as we were leaving, he's like, come on, can't we go already? And I'm like, man, we got it. We're the last ones to leave. He said, I took 9 pages of notes. So he critiqued
9 pages.
He critiqued the entire meeting. So what he was doing on his phone, he wrote like overall, like review of the total meeting, start to finish, critique of how we ran the meeting, critique of how I opened the meeting, how I presented the meeting, how the vice president handled his part in his speech, my speech, how we report everything, how we invited the speakers up, how the speakers presented themselves, his review and critique of what they said, what he thought they could have done better, and what they thought they did good, what they did well. And like, he had this whole, and he gave me this whole outline. I'm like, oh my God.
You should ask him, text him and see if we can play it.
Yeah, that would be solid.
Art
We'd have
wants
to get
to
his
see it.
notes. Yeah.
We don't need his notes. Just let's see his presentation.
Oh, his thing. Oh, that would be cool. On the next one,
You know the presentation video he made, the 2-minute video.
Yep. I'll
Should
see
do
if
that
we
one.
can play that for Saturday or Sunday.
if
I'll
you-
ask him if we can do it.
Yeah,
That was really cool.
I was
That was very cool.
Hubcast. Hey, Norseman's here. Check it out. He's been a minute. Norseman's here. Yeah. OG Norseman. What's up, dude? Jeff's kid is ChatGPT. He is. I mean, the kid's smart as hell, man. I watched that presentation. I'm like, holy shit. Geez. I mean, you got up in front of the room with the dirty, crumpled up piece of paper. It's like read from. That's like, it was way before PowerPoint, thank God. But yeah, everything was just slick on there, dude. Yeah, text him. See if he gets a kick out of us. This was a cool sort of overview of Trump's trip over to Middle East.
We believe in peace through strength. You have to have the strength. I believe it is God's job to sit in judgment, my job to defend America, and to promote the fundamental interest of stability, prosperity, and peace. We had 52 days of thunder and lightning on the Houthis in Yemen like they've never seen before. This was a swift, ferocious, decisive, and extremely successful use of military force. So we hit them hard, we got what we came for, and then we got out. The gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits. The birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
I mean, that was quite the speech. I mean, the whole presentation was phenomenal. They gave him a standing ovation, and then there was reactions. I saw some reaction videos. One woman said, that was in attendance, said, the way he spoke, what he said, he could have gone another hour and I would have been all there for it. Like it was but when he took a shot at the neocons and he took a shot at NGOs, that was like double throat punch and back to back, I mean, it was a double throat punch. Holy cow. Look at Norseman coming in with the support. Love the man. If you hold XRP, you better hold Phoenix meme coin. I don't know. XRP is 15. Phoenix could see 8 cents to 5 cents. 8 to 0.008 to 805. So it must be pretty low then at this point.
We'll have to check out the Phoenix.
Community, great logo.
I'm in.
It's an XRPL meme coin, right? Phoenix.
Pretty
Wait till wait till some regulation passes and they get the badass Yeti coin. That'll be awesome.
That we're excited for.
That'll be pretty good.
Get some Phoenix, get some badass Yeti, and
check out the Phoenix.
We got to play the. Damn it!
I hit it. You hit it. I hit it. You turned it on. I turned it off. You turned it off. I turned it on.
All right, we got to play the song. Because man, the third period's gonna start, and I got to leave for the third period. I got to go watch it.
Don't be all crazy. It's
4-0. I know, but it's the game.
Yeah, well, I don't even show up when the Bills are playing. So there, I understand.
All right, here we go. Ready?
I
wrote a song about it. Want to hear it? Here it goes.
Share the song, Jeff.
Win the Badass Yeti from the Blue Tribe.
Word of the day.
Yeti.
Hey, you got your Zama wallet ready.
Why?
Cause this is gonna be epic.
It's time.
Time to claim your legendary
Blue Tribe. Yeti.
of the clan.
Titan. His name. Receive. On the chain, badass yetis, born for battle, made for legend. Claim yours or be forgotten. Badass yetis on the chain.
Damn.
There you go.
That was awesome. How'd you like that, Norseman? We do an original song every giveaway. Music's badass. Hell to the yeah.
Boom, boom. I love that one.
Yeti. Norseman, did you put Yeti yet? Did you type in Yeti? You got to type Yeti to win, to be in the game to win. So right now you have 1 in 21 chance, unless it has a Norse ring to it. That's exactly what it is. It is Norse. It's based on Norse and Viking folklore, all the names. F yeah, type in Yeti, dude. I want to see he comes in here. Reese rig pulls, ready for go action.
Rig pulls.
You guys gambling anonymous. It's fine to me. Gambling anonymous. Nobody's gambling here. There we go. We got some more Yetis coming in. We got 23. So you might have typed that earlier then maybe, because it only picks it up once. Okay, we only have 20. We have 23. So 2 more. We were 21, 22, and 23. And
man, and we're getting ready.
All right. Well, let's get ready to do this.
Here, I'll play this in the background while you're doing it. This was the first rendition of the song that I kind of came up with here. Here we go.
Let's play it. Okay, so here we go.
Word of the day.
Here we go. Gonna click draw. Let's see who's gonna win. Ready, guys? The King's already saying he's here. You know the drill. If you are the winner, you have to say I'm here, which means you're getting your Zaman wallet. And if you have an X handle, formerly known as Twitter, you have to put that in there as well, at whatever, because we like to tag you with a post when we announce the winner. Let's go. Zed. Ooh. Oh no, I'm sorry, Joseph.
Oh, Joseph. Look at
the time. That was right
Joseph
there.
Joseph is the winner.
Joseph Lachey. Joseph Lachey here.
Joseph.
I can't believe that. I'm sorry about that. It gets me too. It's like you gotta wait for that confetti.
Oh, it's so close.
You gotta wait for the damn confetti.
Where is Joseph?
See, you gotta say I'm here, dude. Otherwise, we're gonna have to redraw again.
Uh-oh.
Right, hang on. Joseph Lachey, are you here? Zed got wrong. Damn, Zed was so close. All right.
But no Joseph, you know what that means.
I don't see it, man. I don't see Joseph here.
So if Joseph's not here, now I got to play the second rendition.
All right. Let me play this quick video first.
Saudi media just gave Trump a new title, the true president of the world. When Trump arrived in Riyadh, it wasn't just diplomacy. It looked like a coronation. He was greeted with golden sabers, white Arabian stallions, and a royal motorcade fit for a king. It was imperial treatment.
The Democrats can't stand him. The libs hate him. What do you think the world's gonna do? The ones with the TDS, the Trump deranged syndrome. What do you think they're gonna do when they find out that he owns the world? That he is labeled a king? We've been telling you, trust the plan. He's more than what we think. He is God's chosen David, and this is God's plan.
There you go. There's some commentary.
Man,
the libs were super upset, dude. They were super upset. I love how she says he's the chosen David. I was like, damn.
Oh wait, Joseph showed up. Joseph.
All right, be good, Norse. Appreciate you, man.
Look at that.
He did show up. Okay, Joseph, get your wallet, dude. We waited in there. We held in there for you. So congratulations, Joseph Lachey. Congrats. You are now a proud owner of Rizzo. What is it? Rizzi. You're the proud owner, man.
So the question is, now we need your Zaman wallet.
You got your Zaman wallet ready?
Got your Zaman wallet ready?
Because this is gonna be a big.
And you get in here.
It's time.
I don't see it.
Time to claim your legend.
Joseph, need your Zaman wallet.
Frank Rizzo. Hey, it's Frank Rizzo. Remember? Oh, the Frank Rizzo, dude. You're bringing me
Rizzo.
back.
Oh, Rizzo. Oh, that's right.
What was that from? The Jerky Boys. Yeah, that was great.
Oh, that's right.
Zaman had an
Oh my
update.
God.
May take a minute. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Seriously?
Ruh-roh, 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 ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, ruh-roh. Jeff, let me play something while we're waiting here.
All right.
You know these Trump baby. You know these baby. Everyone's doing the bait. Turn that sound off, please. There you go.
Trying to find it.
So the baby. Turn it off. I'm playing a video here.
There you go. I just scroll all the way down.
There we go. All right. So
Scroll.
this is the Trump baby. You know, I've been doing everything's a baby.
This
The
baby
podcast
puss?
and all that. No, this isn't baby puss. They're doing all these videos as like excerpts from movies as babies. So this is the one. This is the one from the debate.
I've changed the law. What's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country.
That $2 trillion tax cut benefited the very wealthy. What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, or 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do.
I mean,
All right, Chip. That looked real. I need your help for something. My phone's dead.
Uh-oh.
Tech doesn't work when your phone is dead. In the private chat, I put a link to the Badass Yeti and the wallet.
Okay, good.
You get to pull it up. You get to transfer this bad boy over to Joseph.
All right, let's do it.
Joseph.
Let's see, I'm putting it up online there. And then I got the wallet address. So then
as soon as I know you transferred it, I got to sign off.
My wallet.
The ghost is set. Everything's in the ghost also. So you're good to go with everything.
But hang on, I didn't connect. I don't have the Zaman wallet connected here.
Uh-oh.
So that's not good.
You don't have your Zaman wallet ready? This is
The other
not
thing
epic.
is, I have to make sure that it's
This is not going to be epic.
I have to make I just want to make sure on the chain is there.
Oh yeah,
in case it's not my own personal one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. You wouldn't be able to transfer it to him.
Where's this? Where do you scan it from, dude?
The blue button. Hit the blue tab.
Yeah, that's right.
Then that's how you scan it. Once you go to transfer, go to XRP Cafe, transfer. Once the QR code is up, go to the Zaman wallet, hit the blue button in the middle.
There's no blue button. Oh,
at the bottom.
I got you. Okay.
And then boom, scan and then swipe. And then I'll start transferring it. Easy squeezy. Dude, it's so amazing. I can't imagine how easy it is.
Did you get it or no?
Well, you'll see it transfer. You got to watch. Make sure you watch.
Yeah, you got to
watch the XRP Cafe.
Yeah, you got to transfer.
What?
Joseph has to he has to go to his Zaman wallet and accept it. It's under, what is it?
Did you see it go through? You saw it succeed?
Nah.
You didn't?
You
got to wait.
Shit. Nothing happened.
But it'll say that there's the QR code gone.
Yeah.
Then it's gone.
And everything. So.
And you swiped it.
Yeah.
You scanned and swiped.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone.
Yeah, so we should have it then.
That's it. Let's look.
We should have it. It's just those we still own it.
Yeah, we'll still own it.
If I did it properly.
Let me see.
Reese is the name of it. Reese. I don't know.
I just got here.
Oh, I might be an idiot.
Offers.
You gave me the wrong directions, and I think I screwed it up pretty good right there.
What'd you do? You took it?
I didn't put his wallet address in there.
Here. Oh, well, then what did you do?
I had my wallet address in there. We transferred it back to ourselves because I hit the send, but it doesn't let you. But it doesn't let you put the fucking wallet. I'm sorry. Where do you put the thing in there? I don't even see it.
The wallet on the XRP cafe. Go to transfer. I sent you the guy, right? Open the guy.
Transfer.
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah,
and then you hit transfer, plug it in there.
Gotcha.
Right. Then you plug it in, then you hit transfer.
Yeah.
Then the QR code comes in. Then you scan it. Then you accept it, and then it's gone.
Well, the thing is, I do it from the phone, so I'm not this whole doing it from online is new to me.
Yeah, because then it's guaranteed.
There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now it's there.
Now you see it transferring.
Yeah.
Now you see it. It's doing its thing. It'll tell you.
Verifying, and boom, it's successfully gone. Sorry,
and that's it. Joseph is now an owner. We were almost another owner. We would have rug pulled the rug pull. We've never done that one before, Chip.
Well,
we rug pulled the winner. The who wins, and then we rug pull the winner, and we keep our NFT.
You can let that step out, dude. Here's another baby Trump.
America, unless you're watching from California, then maybe not so good. Just kidding. Sort of, it's your favorite president, some say the best ever. And tonight, I've got a few things to say. So grab your popcorn, turn off the fake news, and let's talk about what's really going on. It's going to be good, really good.
Epic. Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, Chip, I got to run. I got to go back to my neighbor's 5-0. No, I'm not.
Where are you running to? They already won the game. There's no way they can win, dude. So the game's over.
I know it's over, but
it's over, dude.
It's over, dude. I told my neighbor I'd be back so I can.
Well, you will be back. It won't matter when you get back. You can have another monkey shoulder, and then you don't have 3 monkey shoulders. You'll be in trouble.
No, just gonna have one more, and then that's it.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one, which will be Saturday. Chip and Jet
morning, 8 a.m.
Go Panthers.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.